You know, our people are famous for talking about civilizations, right? Our ancient civilizations, right? What I refer to as the first governments. Right? Our people are famous for talking about these governments. Egypt and all of its dynasties went for about 3,200 years, about 32 dynasties. Majority of those thousands of years was our people. Till we fell out of power and we fell out of control, right? You have to look at, since our people love to study and talk about Egypt so much, the Egyptology people, and posting up pictures of the, and all the spiritual things they did. They never take a look at the governing of how that society was run, our ancient societies, the society builders, and how they built and governed their land, and how they stayed in power so long for thousands of years. Right? Way before white people started coming out of the caves and across Europe and the Caucasus Mountains, and our people were ruling. They were in power. That's something that our people seem to have forgot. A lot of our people seem to have forgotten or don't understand that history. They're only looking at the last about 200 some odd years, not even a whole 300 years that this country called America has been in power. That's what they're looking at. They don't look back at the thousands and thousands of years when our people were in power and what kept them in power. Right? This is our way forward to power. Again, look at the mistakes that our people made and how they lost power, and look at what can be done to maintain power again if you truly want power. See, I don't think our people truly want power. I think our people are full of crap. Black people are full of crap. I'm not going to say the other word because, like I said, I don't use that language anymore. At least I'm trying not to. But our people are full of crap. They don't want to be in charge of anything. They don't want to be in control of anything. They just want to run their mouth and talk. That's it. They don't want to be in charge. They don't even want to be in charge of their own homes. They don't want to be. They can't get together in an organization or in a movement without fighting or going at each other's throat, causing dissension, causing confusion. Yet you want to be in charge. Yet you want to call yourself having a revolution and fighting the white man for control of this country. And I said that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You want to talk about what we're going to do to take over and revolution and this, that, and the third, and, going against the white man when you are firmly in the pocket of white America. The black revolutionists, all these people are firmly in the pocket of white America, the so-called ruling class that you hate so much. I'm going to say certain people who call themselves so-called black revolutionaries are sitting in hotels and hot tubs and or sitting with $500 suits on, $600 suits on, yet they're supposed to be revolutionaries sitting up on TV giving interviews, right? That don't sound like a revolutionary. Che Guevara and them and those people who was fighting to take control of Cuba and going for days hungry, things like that, and fighting for freedom, those were revolutionaries. The white man, when they were fighting in the snow with no shoes on to take control of America from the British, that was revolution. People sitting up on taking photo ops, posing in hot tubs, talking about selling dope and all kind of nigger nonsense, that's not revolution. That's a bunch of foolishness. That's a bunch of people who just want to run their mouth and talk, right? People want to run their mouth and talk about and do nothing but cause confusion. That's the whole point of it, to keep people from focusing on that which will set our people off into a higher evolved state and move us from up under this place in which we are. I make this call to the elect ones of my people, not the black race, because the black race is full of crap. Our people are firmly in place and okay with what's going on here. Now, like any other bitter woman, or a bitter child who doesn't like how they're done in their parents' house. Sometimes they act up, they flail their arms, they show signs of disobedience. That's what this whole black revolution thing and all the things our people are taking part in the politics. That's all this amounts up to being. All the avenues, religion, revolution, all the avenues our people have taken in this society have done nothing to aid in our evolution, right? Because we really don't want to change things. We really don't want to evolve. We playing games. How simple would it have been? Like I said, under Garvey, when Garvey was sitting up here talking about black people going back to Africa, right? You had black people who didn't want to go. You had black people in his own movement that was ready to stab him in the back, who wanted to stay here, right? Now, everybody seemed like they would be suffering under the same thing. Our people, keep saying this, living off of this whole black and white dynamic. But I said, our people, obviously, if we were sitting in power at one time, right, and we held on to a set of principles and were in tune with something higher to keep us in power, obviously, if we're no longer in power, we lost contact with that power. Now, calling the white man a devil, talking about revolution is not going to bring that power back, because if that was it, it would have happened already. It's like a bunch of people running in circles, keep running in circles to where they're just going to eventually fall on the floor from dizziness, right? And that's what's happening with our people. Our people are tired of saying the same thing over and over again, but then at the same time, they don't want to move forward, right? I had a conversation just a few minutes ago about Malcolm X and Elijah Muhammad, and I'm like, I don't even, I sometimes I'll entertain those conversations, but I really don't entertain because I wasn't there and I don't really care. I'm interested in the future and moving forward. But I said the saddest thing is that people don't see that what Malcolm X did to Elijah Muhammad was wrong. They don't see nothing wrong in what he did. That right there shows you that that's a people who don't think that nothing's wrong with what he did. They don't see a problem in what he did. Those are people who will never be able to take hold of their own nation or be in charge of themselves again. What do I mean by that? For all your revolutionary talk and the religious talk and the cultural talk and the spiritual talk, we still, with all this talking, we still can't come together under none of these things. We still have all these different ideologies because at the end of the day, all of that is a bunch of icing. The cake, the true cake, meaning the essence of who you are, is always going to shine out. And what is the essence of the damn black race? Confusion, chaos, mental discourse. Our people have a mental problem, and it's not going to be solved with money. It's not going to be solved with Jesus, Allah, or whatever, or Moorish science. It's not going to be solved with lessons and degrees. It's not going to be solved with black power and Pan-Africanism, because if that was the case, it would have happened already. If that was the ingredient that was needed to solve the problems of our people, it would have happened already. Why we keep going in these circles when obviously these things don't work? Obviously, it's like a woman when you laying down with her and you trying to touch that special spot on a woman. She tell you that's not it. She tell you that's not it. That's what it is with the black man and black woman. That's not it. That's what it has been with our people. When we talk about places like Tulsa and building Black Wall Street. And, we need our own land, and Tulsa fell, and we'll never get out of this oppression because the white man did this and the white man did that, and we under systematic racism and whatnot, and systematic this. And I said, yeah, you are. I said, our people are under a systematic form of mental control. But it's not from the white man. It's not from him. He's not doing it. That's God. That's God that allowed the white man to take hold of us in a systematic way. Because we were the first ones that had the system in charge in the first place. We were the first ones to put the system in effect. When we fell out of place with the system, when we stopped cooperating and working with the system that God put out, then we were allowed to go into these people who were willing to keep the system going. That's how that worked. And that's how it's going to continue to work. Now, to these Negroes who say, oh, that's that BS. I don't know what this guy talking about. He talking some spooky stuff. Let me tell you something. It's no more spookier than people who control this thing, right? People that control this thing who tell you that in God they trust. What's the God they trust in? It's the same God that keeps their system going. It's the same God you fell out of tune with. It's the same God y'all still don't get, that y'all, when y'all keep running to the white man and telling him and going to the UN or talking about sovereignty and things like that, where he just turns a deaf ear to you because it's not up to him. It's up to you. It's always been up to you. Our people don't want to be in charge of anything, so we need to stop playing. See, God don't play with people. People play with people. People BS each other. People play games. God don't play with people. He put the right people in charge because the right people were willing to stand up like men and women and hold the order and keep the order in line, because the universe is in order. The planet is in order. You as a biological being are in order. So how is it that God is going to pass an order or pass a structure or a government or a planet over to be ruled by people who are disorderly? How the hell does that work? You think God's just going to do it just because we black, like God, and we all God and we black? That's so, just because we black we should be in charge? No, we're supposed to keep the system. We're supposed to keep the order. And we refuse to keep the system in the order. We refuse to get ourselves together. We refuse to stop going into the cesspool of this society and taking part in their concerns, wants, and desires. Because that's what you do when you sit up here and talk this nonsense about revolution. Because the only reason you niggas was even talking about revolution because you saw the white man do it. You looking at the American Revolution. You looking at the Russian Revolution. You looking at Cuba and the Cuban Revolution. You looking at that. So you get in your mind, because the black man, we know you a damn follower, black man. You get in your mind, oh well, we could have a black revolution. Nigga, please stop it. Stop it. Most of the people that talk that revolutionary talk, they end up in politics. They teach in school now 20, 30, 40 years later. Really? That's your revolution. A revolving circle of nonsense. No, see, God puts people in power who are moving in an evolutionary state, not in a revolutionary state. So all these things we talking about, getting land and how land is going to free us, and once we get the land, we're going to be all right, and all this BS. Ask the Africans. The Africans they supposedly had all that land, right? They got a whole continent. But yet the white man come in and take all that, take control of all that through his policies and things like that. And he gets blacks in there to help. How's that happening? Why? Because you think because we all black and once we get on some land we'll be okay? No, that's when the worst is going to come out. That's when you're going to see who our people really are mentally. You're going to see the monsters come out. I've seen it already. And what I'm trying to build, I've seen the monsters come out. The negativity, the nigga mindset, I've seen it come out. People who are here to do nothing but cause confusion. That's why I said we have to stop with this nonsense about, because we all black, we all in it together. No, we're not all in it together. We are not all in it together. For you to be talking about revolution and religion and all this madness and culture and all this other nonsense, that's nothing but escapism for the damn black man and black woman. That's just a bunch of escapism. Spirituality and all this nonsense, that's just a bunch of escapism. Black power, black revolution. Y'all ain't going to revolve or revolt against a damn thing. After you get your little meeting together, you're going to go get up and take your black ass to work Monday morning. And then you're going to go to Starbucks and drink your cappuccino, or go to the latest bar, and then you're going to go get laid and go hang out and listen to the radio, go to Disneyland, do what you've been doing under the white man. So don't give me this garbage about your revolution. I'm sick and tired of this. I'm sick and tired of hearing it. Now, I'm not mad. Because I understand it's people and it's principalities of our people out here that all they're here to do is cause confusion and waste time. They don't want this evolution to take place. They don't want the evolution to take place. They want to still keep jerking around and playing games. They want to keep talking a bunch of stupidity and madness because they are addicted to the rhetoric. The rhetoric sounds cool and hip. I mean, it's just a phase. It's just a passing thing. Black power, black revolution, religion, all this Pan-Africanism, all this other stuff. Why is all these people who head in these movements, how come you haven't seen the evolution and the change of our people? You see all these people turn out at these meetings and these movements and all these things that they're supposed to be setting up, but you haven't seen a change. Why haven't you seen a change? Because they're looking for their change to come through man. They're looking for their change to come through the white man. They're looking for him to come with some executive order or come with some political grant or something from some sort of political favor or something like that, or he gonna eventually just, because you know what it is? He's their God. You people in the Pan-African religious, all this movement, the white man is still your God. Because you think all power comes from him, and you think that by dealing with him or by going by his policies that you will somehow get a foothold back in the world again. And it don't work like that. He doesn't have the power to give you anything. God does. The same God that created the heavens, the earth, the universe, the solar system. Now I know some of you people say, oh, he talking some spooky God stuff. And ain't nothing spooky about this. This is real. Because for you people who, like I said, you got this atheist mentality, you say, oh, there's no God. Like I said, I acknowledge it because in that sense, I understand the atheists, that they gave you the idea or the theory of God as a spook and as a spirit. That's false. God is a real man that walks the earth, and he's a real man of order. And he walked the earth as a black man. They showed you that when they showed Morgan Freeman as a black man being God. They showed you who they thought God was, who they seen God to be. They showed you. But that God is not going to smile on a people, nor is he going to recognize a people who are not ready to stand up collectively and keep order amongst themselves first and then the world. It's all gradual. The black man don't want that. He wants to go and beg the white man. He wants to be equal with the white man. He wants to be part of the human race. He wants to be part of the human circle of life. He wants to mix his seed. The woman wants to mix her seed. They want to go to Disney. They want to have all the same concerns and cares of the white man, but then they want to turn around when they mad at the white man and say, oh, the white man's the devil. See, like I said, God knows our people are full of crap. They know that you're going to all you really want is to be under submission to the white man. That's what you really want. That's what you really mean when you keep talking about revolution and religion and all the things, black power, because you got that from the white man. You got that from him. You're doing nothing but being carbon copies of the white man. You're utilizing his philosophies to try to get you out of the problem you perceive that you're in, but you really don't want to escape. You don't. That's just talk. It's just talk. Real people who want change, they get up and change their lives, and they start doing things differently, and they come together collectively with people who are trying to change. The people who are not, they sit around and they talk about revolution, black power, red, black, and green, and all the rhetorical BS. Ashe, Hotep, they do that. That's what people who are not serious do. God knows our people are not serious. That's why he's not giving us back the power. Because just as we was in power for thousands of years and we came out of power and he put him in power, that can happen again. That can happen again. But y'all don't think that can happen. You don't think that's real. Because you've been thoroughly, you had your brains thoroughly dirtied up with filth, with this idea. You went under submission to him. That's all of that, everything that our people advocate in the overthrow or the talking about coming to power or having our own land and all this other nonsense. Everything that you advocate is in the name of the white man, his way, or what he shows you out front to be his way. But behind the scenes, behind closed doors, he's in tune with God. That's how he keeps power. He took a vow to keep order on the planet. The powers that be, they took a vow to keep order. Because without order, there's chaos. And when there's chaos, the intelligence of God cannot move through the planet. The frequency is off. When you get in a problem in your neighborhood tonight, who you gonna call? The police. Like I said, when your man don't want to pay child support, you calling the cops. You getting the white man's agencies involved to get your child support. All right. When y'all should be able to take care of things yourself. But that's not what you want. You don't want to be in charge. You want to talk about being in charge. You know what the black man and black woman is like in this society? Y'all like the children who live in the parents' house, and you want to call yourself grown, but you want to still live under their roof and be with, and do what you want to do, but you want to call yourself grown. Right? You don't want to get out of their house. You want to stay under their house, but you still want to call yourself grown. That's the perfect analogy to the damn black man who talking this black revolution garbage, black power, black revolution, metaphysics, and all this other nonsense, consciousness. The white man's the devil, all this nonsense. Well, if you feel that way, why don't you leave? Africa, pro-Africa, why don't you leave? Leave America. Go set up over there in Africa. Set up all y'all to make a massive exodus and go set up a community over there. I'll be like, yo, I pump my fist for that. I applaud you. You know, set it up. Get it going. Don't just talk about it, be about it. That's what real people do. Like I say, real people do real things. How realer can you get than that? Our people in the church, they praying and calling on Jesus all day long, and ain't nothing changing. So you give me, I open up the phone line because I want a solution to the evolution of our people. I want a solution to the evolution of our people. And I said, once in a blue moon, I've got to do these broadcasts to prove that state of mental and what we're doing as mentalists, we have a plan for the evolution of our people who are in tune to elect. It's not a plan for the black race because, like I said, the mass majority of the black race are full of crap. They don't want things to change. You understand? They like how things are. They saying they want to change, but they really don't. So we want a solution to the evolution of our people. I open the phone lines up because I know a lot of people listen to these broadcasts. I know a lot of people say, oh, well, brother, this brother, he come out this way, he come out. I got to come out hard because we can't play games anymore. We're going through evolution here. We're going through an evolutionary jump. And when you go through an evolutionary jump, you have to jump and leave certain things behind. Certain people have to be sparked in different ways. So if it takes me to get up here and run my mouth, do radio broadcasts 4 days a week, 3 days a week, whatever, I'm going to do it because I'm making myself an instrument of God, the true and living God, Amen. When we had Amen, we had the world. Now with these gods like Allah and Jesus and all these Yahweh Shahs, we got nothing. We got nothing. We're going to talk about that in to a great extent tonight. I am the intellectual Nuben Menkarayzz, and this is State of Mental Radio. And tonight, can revolution, religion, Pan-Africanism help black people? I had a whole lot of other things I was asking questions about that on, but obviously not. Obviously not. I'm going to take a phone call. I know it's early on, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. 973, you're on the air.
Peace, brother. How you doing?
Peace.
This is Brother JR. I called you for the first time, a few nights ago and everything when you told about why black people can't have a true identity of their own or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I've listened to a few of your broadcasts through the SOM.info website. Mm-hmm. And I want you to know that I have a better understanding of what it is you're talking about and what you're about as far as the state of mental, as far as intellect and intelligence and evolving to the next level, as far as leaving the water ritual and all of that. Okay. So the point is this right here. I also listened to the one where you would talk about the business means, evolved business means. And that's what I wanted to ask you about. I know that you're having your next meeting on the 27th in Brooklyn, to my understanding, of this month. All right. Like you said, real people do real things, and I left the church in 2004, as I told you. I've gone through the Moorish science. I've gone through Kemetic thoughts. I've been exposed to Yoruba. I've been exposed to all types of astrology and reading and so-called spirituality, and I understand the difference between this and that. That deals with water. We're solar people moving forward, linear, not in the water ritual circle. So the thing is the bottom line, you're putting your money where your mouth is. And I also feel there's time for change, and I am fasting and cleansing myself as I speak of all these ways. And when I say cleanse myself, I'm talking about like, this is just something I feel I do it for myself, like, abstain from, a lot of media, TV, and just, like, even reading books. I'm just talking about cleansing my mind so that I can be open to this intelligence more.
Mm-hmm.
You have any suggestions or tips on that note other than, me coming and getting involved and supporting and doing what, because I'm tired of the same old, and I'm willing to make whatever change in respect to maintaining moral order, and I know that begins with me getting my life in order, because everything that I heard you, I just found out about you within the last week.
Okay.
I didn't know anything about you before, so the thing is, but what you're saying, I've been contemplating this for the last 2 years, looking for answers, listening to people talk about metaphysics and magic and all this other stuff out here, but like you said, it's not doing anything to help our people.
Nope.
And I'm looking at this system out here, brother. Look, let me tell you something. It's like there's a burning inside of me to see a difference. Something has got to change somewhere. And yes, if the white man is in power, he's there for a reason, because one thing I did find out, that law does govern all events.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line, law governs, and if God, Amen, is about law and order, well, guess what? I'm about law and order, because I was another one of these hippies out here, and I had the urge to cut my hair. I'm just saying, just subtle changes that's been taking place with me over time. You're echoing what's been on my mind anyway. That's the crazy part about the whole situation. But then again, it's not crazy, because when the true God speaks, the true God speaks. And the reality is, we're in a position that we're in for a reason. Like you said, nobody wants to take responsibility to change. And yes, the ego. So anything you have to say, any suggestions you have to give me to help further, like, boost my evolution even faster?
Well, as I tell everybody, join the state of mental. Like I said, we are focused, and we are in line to be that state of God, the true and living God. Amen. Join the state of mental. Help us find our people. That's going to help to strengthen our intelligence and strengthen the power and the reception to God. Amen. Stronger when we are coming together collectively, because it can't be an individual thing. Because if you look at all the things why our people were successful, like I said, our people constantly talk about Egypt. They talk about all the ancient societies. And you see that in order for that to have been successful, they were together as a society, a movement, a government. Look at the Nation of Islam under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Like I said, it was successful because they did something that black people for a long time weren't able to do, and that is come together collectively in order and be for, of, and by the, for one thing, one focus, one vision, one thing. When black people get together under that whole terminology of black, I'm a metaphysician, I'm a Muslim, or I'm an Israelite. It can't be like that. That us coming together because we got the same complexion.
I'm tired of it. And I want to thank you for what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Thank you for starting. Thank you for being in touch with them, and thank you for doing what you're doing and whatever. But I'm just going to focus on doing my part, because another thing I'm coming with the mindset of business. Know that, because I just went to the library today and got some books on starting a business, and just I've been focused on creativity, because you pointed out how that we're solar people. Well, I said to myself, if we're solar people, fire is creativity. Mm-hmm. Fire is creativity. We're supposed to be creating. We've always been a creative type people.
Well, you see,
that's why once upon a time, even in this country, so we had our own businesses before we integrated. Mm-hmm. And it's like we've gotten away from that mindset and traded it in for benefits and 9-to-5s and all this stuff. Brother, that's the paradigm I need to break out of myself, because the beggar people cannot attain, until to get the right freedom and stuff like that they really need to do for themselves. If you're still operating in a mindset that's subservient to somebody else, I want to be connected to Amen.
Well, let me tell you something. You know how they killed that in this? Did you hear the broadcast I did where I said the plot was to convert us from solar people or solar people to spiritual people?
Yes, I did hear that broadcast.
Okay, that was a part of it, because when you have a fire in your chest, when you have that fire in your chest to do things, to create, and you open yourself up to that, and you're coming together collectively with your people to do that. That's what brought civilizations forward, like ancient Egypt, the old nation of Islam. That brought, whenever you see our people come together collectively and we have that fire burning in our chest, we going through that, being those solar beings, and, that creativity comes and we start building. But what did they do? They opened up the whole spirituality thing. We all the same. Religion, church, God, we all one. So that was the conversion to get us to not focus on things like business or coming together orderly or building. So we fell into that whole spirituality thing, and then we ended up being a bunch of damn hippies and sitting around doing nothing, talking about metaphysics, talking about all this water knowledge and all that earthbound water knowledge from the beast. We started talking about metaphysics, meditation, all that nonsense, when we should have been moving and building constantly, because building, the ability to build and to come together collectively, that in itself is power. Fire and motion, and that's power. That is the true power of God. Amen.
Okay, well then, when coming to deal with Amen, and yes, I definitely get that. So the thing is, I'm gonna tell you, I was dealing with heavy in the metaphysics and stuff, so I basically don't need a lot of, I've been dealing with the stones and the crystals and stuff like that. I guess when dealing with the state of mental, y'all don't deal with that stuff then.
Brother, we the object, brother. We don't deal with no stone. We don't deal with no metaphysics. We don't deal with none of that, because metaphysics teaches that metaphysics is really New Age religion. I'm gonna be honest with you, because they tell you that they basically follow the whole idea that nature just happened to do this, that, and the third, and throw everything into order, and they push heavily on this nature thing and things just coming together, but they never name the engineer of who brought nature into existence. Nature is a system, not a person.
No meditation or nothing. None of that. No meditation.
No. Our meditation is constant motion. That's our movement. Our way to garner power is constant motion and movement. If you know, I'm gonna show you something funny. Notice how our people sit around in the churches, right, and we eat the bad diets and food. I noticed this a lot in the Muslims, that ones who follow Sunni Islam. A lot of these guys are overweight. You understand? A lot of the people in the church overweight, got bad diets. But then you look at the white man, like in my area, all I see is white people jogging up and down the damn street, staying in shape. So what that does, when I explain how when you're jogging like that, the blood is circulating throughout the body, you staying in shape, working out, constantly doing some kind of cardio, working out, that's forcing the blood to the brain and whatnot, and that opens your mind up to receive messages. So you always see white people jogging and doing this. We want to sit still or try to find some kind of activity where we sitting still instead of moving.
Okay, and I did listen to that. I see what you're talking about. That's talking about the solar power within us. Getting that, and then you said that can even heal Alzheimer's. Okay, well, I just want to put out there, I got my certification in massage therapy, and I also have a CDL license. Do you think those skills can be useful in the movement somehow, or anything, because like I said, I'm willing to, I just wanted to tell you I have that. Could that be helpful to what it is you're talking about on a business level?
Yeah, all that could be helpful. Like I said, everything could be helpful if you're willing to come in tune with the collective and see the bigger picture. Because I tell people all the time, if we are not in tune with Amen and we're not trying to structure and keep the order and follow these codes of conduct and live for, of, and by each other, then the business don't matter, the land don't matter, none of that stuff matters. You see, our people think, if we get, or as I get some money, everything gonna be all right. Or if I get some land, I have to call my own, everything gonna be all right. No, it's not gonna be all right. If our people are not in tune the way we're supposed to, then it's all going to fall apart. That's what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma, with our people, where they set up here and they talk about Black Wall Street. Again, the carbon copy of White Wall Street, trying to follow the damn white man. That's the problem.
Okay,
we were supposed to get up and get out. Our people, what happens with our people is we get comfortable. We make some money, we get comfortable, and we sitting in a powder keg of something. And next thing you know, what happens when we start making money somewhere? We start to try to assimilate. We start trying to be like these people. Next thing you know, we mixing our seed, all this. Everybody, we all the same now. So we fall right back into that spiritual mindset where we all flowing with people of this in this circle or in this cycle. So then what happens? God has to use the white man to set fire to our ass to make us go, hey, wait a minute, we not like these people. Hey, they attacking us. Hey, we not like. So that has to happen in order for us to wake the hell up and say, look, these people are not our people. We got comfortable. We were supposed to get up and move our asses on.
Oh,
that's why that happened.
Okay. Wow, I never heard nobody put stuff down like the way you're putting it down.
The white man is used by God to shock us back into reality. Because see, our people, the problem with our people is, especially the ones who with this black revolution, black nationalism nonsense, they start falling under the spell of the white man, and they start believing that he's really in charge. They start believing that. They stop thinking that somebody put him in power, just like you was in power at one time for thousands of years, and you was taken out. Somebody he was replaced. He could be popped out, and somebody else could be put in. That's all God. They ain't got nothing to do with them. But see, the black man don't get that because he got his head up the white man's rectum. That's the damn problem.
Well,
he thinks the white man is his God.
Man, I need to get in touch with the source. And so I guess I'll just focus on keeping that blood flowing and exercising and getting out and moving forward and stuff to get that blood flowing, to keep that solar energy, to cultivate the solar energy, because I guess that's what I was trying to ask. What can I do in the meantime between now and the 27th, staying in tune with the broadcast and just, changing my life, changing my mentality, going, I know you're not into reading books. I'm a bookhead, I got to be honest. I've been reading literature for a long time, but I guess it would probably be suggestive if I guess,
I'm writing a bunch of books and whatnot. I got 2 out already. I'm gonna put out a bunch of them. I'm working on them now. Because the whole thing is to build the reception of God here on earth. We're not building a religion here. We're building the reception of God here on earth, the true and living God. So that's what our focus is, to build a reception and strengthen our reception to God. We're not interested in what's going on here. See, that's the problem. That's really what the problem is. Like I said, with these people who are caught up in this nationalism stuff, they interested in they got the same concerns and interests as the white man. That's the problem. See, they're not interested in focusing on God and evolving and moving themselves forward. They want to keep constantly going in this circle with the white man and the rest of the human race. They want to keep doing that. So we're not doing that.
No, we're not, because if we're the original ones to have the, supposed to be the receivers, well, then it should come natural to us if we stop feeding into that other stuff.
No, we're not the original people. We're the eternal people. The original people are your East Indians. We are the eternal people. We come from beyond the sun. We're not even from here. You understand? We're not even from here. The white man, the East Indian, and the people with the straight hair, they was created on the planet in water. They were created here. They are artificial beings. We are natural, eternal beings from outside of this solar system. And we came here after we created it, and we were the first ones to walk on it, but we are eternal people because we don't fall under the same time zones as the human race. That's why we notice we move different. Right?
Yeah,
we move
true.
differently. They say we got rhythm and stuff like that, but it's not that there's so much rhythmically that we move different from the time zones is here. We move different from them. We breathe different from them.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're solar beings. They're lunar beings. They're water beings. We're fire beings. That's why our hair rises up and theirs falls down. We're not the same people, but you can't tell. See, that's another thing with these people who advocate these things. They want to still keep believing that we're just like the white man. That's why they don't understand when the white man puts racism against them or rejects them or treats us like outcasts, because we are outcasts. We're not supposed to be with them. And God uses them through racism to remind us of that all the time. So the white man's not doing anything wrong. He's doing what God told him to do. I'm going to say it just like that. I don't give a damn who don't like it. It's the truth. He's doing what God told him to do, because our people, had we been amongst the white man, you know how black men are. Y'all mixed your seed. Y'all did it in Egypt. We mixed our seed. We let the white man in. We started mixing our seed. We started erasing our line. We started erasing who we were, our genetics, and burying our genetics in that whole spiritual thing and that whole mixing of the seed. We start burying our genetics, and look what happened to us now. Now we got a whole generation of kids who off, They gay, they lesbian, they off, they out their damn mind. They don't know which way they going. They don't know what they doing. Look at them. We produced a whole bunch of little black Caucasians. That's why. So, like I said, when we get that hidden racism, that's God trying to remind us. Once we start thinking we all are one and we all together, that's His way of reminding us, no, in the hell we not. He made us different for a reason. He made our hair grow different for a reason. You understand? We look different because we come from His bloodline.
Yeah.
Our people, like I said, our people don't want to acknowledge that. They
well,
want to be like Him.
To acknowledge it. Shit.
Okay.
It's obvious.
Yeah, it's obvious. But like I said, to a lot of our people, they don't get it because they got too much of His blood in their veins. That's why they want to be the black versions of the white man. They want to be black Muslims. They want to be black Israelites. They want to be black Christians. They want to be the black carbon copy. They want to share names with these people. They want to have the same concerns. They want to worry about who's going to be the president next year. They want to worry about all that nonsense. And worrying about that ain't never got to us a damn thing. You know, they want to worry. They want to be in constant struggle and conflict with these people. But, you know, that's the mentality of the black man. He's the carbon copy of the white man.
Brother, I want to be free from that nonsense.
All right, well, that's what we doing in the state of Mentel as the bright race. We starting the regeneration. We regenerating again. We starting this machine back up, brother, and we moving forward. We ain't no more looking back. Ain't no more Africa. Ain't no more Egypt. We looking ahead, brother. That's it. In the name of Amen, the true and all-powerful God, the true and living God. That's what we moving in for as Amen beings, not even part of the human race no more. So all that other nonsense, we ain't dealing with that. So.
Thank you for your time, and I appreciate what you're doing, and I thank you for the information the intelligence, that you're that you're channeling, that you're passing along and sharing. Let's put it like that.
You're welcome, brother. See you on the 27th.
All right. Peace.
All right. Peace. Sometimes I got to come out raw and uncut like that. Sometimes I'm going to be raw and uncut, people. That's what it is. Because you got to understand who's causing confusion in the world, because it's only going to be a chosen few that's going to hear the words of God, the true and living God. It's only going to be a few. It's only going to be a chosen few. It's not going to be, like I said, our people want to keep sitting up here, and you could keep talking about all these things till you blue in the face, culture, religion, freedom. It's all escapism. That's what they was right about that. That's mental masturbation. Everything the people in the conscious community talk about is mental masturbation. It's just a bunch of talking. It's not going to do anything. Because the reality is they don't really want things to change. Things will change when people really want change. People who wanted change was people like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and them when they went under the Nation of Islam. Change was people that wanted change was people like Marcus Garvey and them. Those are people that wanted change because they started to alter their lives. They were willing to live by a certain set of rules and principles. You understand? And change their life. You understand? They were willing to alter their life, and they altered their lives. The black man and black woman think y'all ain't ready to alter your life. Y'all ain't ready to stop smoking weed. A lot of y'all ain't ready to stop smoking weed. Y'all ain't ready to stop being in religion. You're not ready to stop following these false gods. In Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, you ain't ready to stop following false gods. You ain't ready to stop being homosexuals and lesbians. You ain't ready to stop doing that. Even though y'all go ahead and do that, we ain't dealing with y'all anyway. But like I said, y'all not ready to stop doing that. Y'all not ready to stop doing what you're doing. You know, you're not ready to stop being a deadbeat father and take care of your children. You ain't ready to change your life. You black women, y'all ain't ready to stop perming your hair or being whores and laying up with everybody. Y'all ain't ready to stop doing that. Y'all ain't ready to get y'all asses out of the club. You understand? You ain't ready to stop doing that. So then, when you ain't ready to stop doing it, God ain't dealing with you. That's why God ain't dealing with you. You want to sit up here and get prayed up, like I said, some false gods in Christianity and whatnot, and go to church when it's convenient for you. Or you niggas want to be black in the conscious community or whatever when it's convenient for you. Then when you come out of there, you're going to get your Jordans and your Yankee baseball cap. Then the white man ain't the devil in when you want that. Or when you ready to go to work and get your money or go shopping in his stores, he ain't the devil in. Or send your kids to his school, he ain't the devil in. He only a devil when it's convenient. Like I said, black people are black when it's convenient. You understand? Y'all want to be black and y'all want to be down. Y'all want to talk revolution when it's convenient. But see, God knows y'all full of crap. He knows you full of it. That's why he ain't dealing with our people. You keep running to the white man all you want to and keep talking about that. He's dealing with the white man now because the white man's more realer than you. I said it. The white man's more realer than you. He gonna stand up for some order. You can say, oh, well, he evil, he corrupt, he the devil. What the hell you niggas doing? You selling crack to each other in the hood? But then you got an excuse for that? Oh, well, he ain't leave us nothing else to do. You sound like a damn woman. He didn't leave us nothing else to do. Wait a minute. Now he didn't leave you. Now you sound like a little kid. Wait a minute. Before you was a big, strong African warrior talking about black power, black revolution. But then when it comes to drugs, he left us nothing else to do. So you just had to sell the drugs, right? You just had to use them too, right? Because he gave them to you. That's something that a child says. Like, you afraid to leave. You leave something around a child, and the child will pick it up and use it. That's the worries of a child. That's the talk of a child. You understand? Oh, he messed up our community because he put drugs in our community. Did anybody tell you to use the drugs? Anybody told you to smoke that crack, shoot that dope? Anybody told you that? Right? Very convenient. Very convenient. God is dealing with people. Like I said, the only way toward our evolution is God. Amen, the true and living God. Not Jesus, not Muhammad, Allah, none of that. We did all that already. Been there, done that. The only way our people are going to evolve to another level, to a next stage. And listen, I know it's only for the elect they're going to hear this, because this is only for the elect. This is only for the people who are going to raise out of this. But sometimes you gotta keep it real. You gotta spit it harsh and keep it real, because, like I said, the elect are the only ones that are going to hear it. Everybody else, they're going to get mad. They're going to get pissed off. They're going to turn it off. It's not for you. God is not dealing with everybody. That's obvious. God is not dealing with everybody. That's obvious. You understand? Because the majority of our people want to deal with man. You want to follow his policies. You want to go to him and moan and complain when you're not giving. He don't give you something you want. You understand? You want to go to him. Your boss ain't the devil Friday when you get your check. When you go to work for him every day. Agents. Unbelievable. Unbelievable and unacceptable. God is the only way out for our people. And I'm not talking about no God and religion. I'm not talking about no Christian gods, no African Zulu gods, no Shango gods. I'm not talking about no beating on no damn drums. I'm not talking about no Islamic gods. I'm not talking about that. We've been there, done that. I'm talking about the true and living God, Amen, who we had with us when we were in power, and who the white man has with him now that he's maintaining power, because he took an oath. He took an oath. Everything with him, if you notice, everything with him is oaths. He lives by it. You understand? He lives by it. Oaths. And he obeys those oaths. He might tell you anything and break in because he don't have no allegiance to you. He don't give a damn about you black people. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. But when it comes to him and the order that he's trying to keep, he follows that allegiance. He keeps an oath to his allegiance to what he's following. I respect that. Black people, y'all get together. Minute one of y'all don't agree with something, or you want to show your ass. Like I said, you going against something, you slandering something, you causing dissension. You want to curse out somebody, you want to embarrass somebody. That's what y'all stand up for. That's what you call expressing yourself and being outspoken and being heard but that really is showing you a black devil. Because everybody else is moving in a line and steady stream of intelligence, and we trying to receive collectively. Everything is moving in a harmonious flow. Then you got to be the black devil that caused dissension. Instead of if you don't think the same way, like I said, when I made reference to Malcolm X, he didn't like the way Elijah Muhammad told him to not say anything about Kennedy. Then he should have just left the Nation of Islam and went out on his own and started speaking. But he let that revolutionary nonsense get in his head. You understand? And he went against his own teacher. Somebody going to sit up there and tell me, oh, well, Elijah was scared of the white man. That's why he didn't want Malcolm to say nothing. Really? Really? The same man who was calling the white man the devil since 1930 in arenas all over and told Malcolm X and put it in Malcolm X head to go out there and call the white man the devil and had his whole nation calling the white man the devil. But yeah, he's scared of the white man now. How about he just wasn't concerned with that? He didn't want our people linked into that whole Kennedy thing, people in the nation. Malcolm X wanted to be part and parcel with that whole civil rights movement, and Elijah Muhammad wanted nothing to do with it. But you turn around and say, oh, well, Malcolm was just, expressing his views about America, and all that stupidity y'all talk. Well, why didn't Malcolm X go and do it? Why didn't he leave the Nation of Islam and go and make all those statements himself? When you're part of an organization, a movement, an order, you are supposed to follow the leader. You're supposed to follow the order. That's what the white man does. That's why he stays in power. He don't break or go against protocol. He don't do that. Only black people do that. You understand? Only black people do that. But no, y'all don't do that when you're working for the white man. You don't do that. But when y'all with each other, y'all ain't got no problem stabbing each other in the back. And general will try to justify it. We'll try to justify it. The black man told him what to do. Elijah was his leader. You're supposed to be quiet and hanker down like the other ministers and say nothing. Or just leave and then say what you want. Because now you're just representing yourself. But see, like I said, blacks don't understand that. That's why our people are not in power. When God moved, that's dealing on even on a higher level, dealing with God. Because when God says move, the so-called beings that walk with him, whether you call them angels or messengers, the people that walk with God, the other God beings, the other God beings that walk with God, they move when God say move. They come when God say come. They leave when God say leave. There ain't no dissension between God and his people. That happened one time according to the biblical story and the other stories where it talk about a war in heaven and those people got kicked out of heaven or off of the planet of God and they landed here as your 200 fallen messengers or angels. That's a real account. That was beyond the Bible. That story went beyond the Bible. That these beings arrived here on earth when they were kicked out from amongst the gods. Right? Disagreements. Because whenever you have disagreement in your house, you're going to upset the buoyancy and the flow of your house, the currency of your house. The way the current and the intelligence is flowing, you're upsetting it. So Malcolm X had to get put out of the Nation of Islam because he was upsetting the currency and the flow of how things was going. But you simple-minded niggas go, oh, well, he was supposed to do that because he was speaking his mind against the devil and this, that, that. And like I said, y'all got that mentality, that us against them mentality. And when you got that us against them mentality and the white man is always out your mouth, that shows you with the white man. You with him. You niggas think y'all saying something special when you go, oh, yeah, the white man's the devil and us against him and black against white and black power. You with the white man. Because I told you, against means together. Against means together. I'm going to say it again. Against means together. Get up against the wall. I am now one with the wall. I'm together with the wall. That's what y'all really want. You want to be in constant battle with the white man. Black power, white power. I'm a Muslim. I'm an Israelite. No, I'm the real Jew. No, I'm the real Jew. You want to constantly be in it instead of focusing on building and moving forward without these people. You keep the confusion going with this black and white crap. That's Wall Street. We black Wall Street. So when you put your house and you aim your house after the order of mankind, you're trying to follow his ways down to the letter. You understand? But you neglect the most important ways. See, you'll talk about revolution. This is what our people do. They'll talk about revolution, right? Something destructive, but they won't talk about the evolution and the order and the structure because you have a time now to come together and become orderly people. Get yourselves together if you truly want power. You understand? But you want to talk about upsetting the order. You want to talk about causing chaos and confusion, and then you wonder why nothing happens because God is not for chaos and confusion. God is about order. God deals with order. That's why he's dealing with the white man, because the white man is in order. You can say whatever you want. Call him the devil all you want. That don't mean nothing. Your words, your insults, your terminology, calling the white man the devil don't mean a damn thing. At the end of the day, you still under this order. You understand? You still under this order. You still supporting this order. So you can talk all this Asian nonsense you want to talk. Like I said, it's nothing but a bunch of escapism and some crap you saw on TV or in a movie or read in a book, and y'all just trying to live it out. You understand? You're not really serious. You understand? It's a bunch of talk. Because look at how you live your life. Look at how you live your life. You don't live your life like a disciplined person, then you're not serious about the evolution of our people. Like I said, you still smoking weed, you smoking crack, you smoking cigarettes, you just fat and sloppy, you lazy, you're not together. Like I said, you don't live by no code of conduct. You'll lay up with everybody and anything. Like I said, are you serious? You really think God's going to deal with you? Are you serious? I'm going to take another call. 850. You're on the air. 850. Hello?
Yes. Hello?
Yes.
Yes. I just have a question or two. I applaud you for what you're doing. I coming to your site about a month ago, and I have been enjoying all of it. And I just have a question about purchasing your books, your material.
Okay.
I went on your site, State of Mental, but I don't see where I can purchase it. So if you can give me that info, I appreciate it.
Okay. Well, we're gonna open up a well, I don't know if you're on Facebook. We have a State of Mental ebook and podcast thing, and we got going. We're gonna open up a section on the site where you can purchase the book because there are only 2 out, but we have a whole bunch of new books coming out this year. Within the next 5 or 6 months, there's gonna be like 7 or 8 books coming out. So. Right now, we just have the 2 books that you see on the site, and like I said, you can go to our Facebook page. It's State of Mental ebooks and podcasts. You should see it up there, and you can request an order through there, and we'll tell you. I'll answer it. I'll have one of the sisters answer, and she'll tell you how you can, get a copy of the books.
Okay. I also like to mention that I see you kind of direct your teaching to a younger generation. I'm older than 42, so I was wondering would I be welcome to the group. I kind of picked a guy that you was just talking with. I've been there, done that, all that kind of spiritual metaphysics, and I've been into all of that. So, but I'm looking, I'm still evolving. So, I'm like I say, I've been listening to you for about a month now, and I like what I hear, and I want to be part of the family.
Okay. Well, where are you at? What state are you in?
I'm in Florida.
Okay. All right. Is this Cheryl?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a sister by the name of Cheryl Lofton. Okay. Well, we don't discriminate against people by age. We don't do that. The only reason why it seemed like we focused on the younger generation is because when we say younger generation, we're not just talking about age-wise. We're talking about mentally young, because when we say old people, we're talking about people who have a problem with moving on and moving forward. Like, they'll stay constantly going in the same circle, and their mind gets, focused on the same old rituals and things that have not worked for our people. So that's what we meant really when we said old. And it just so happens to be a lot of times, a lot of the people who are over 42, they tend to be the candidates of those kind of people that have their minds focused on the old way, and they're not trying to hear anything moving forward. It's like, if it's not Christianity, if it's not Islam, if it's not Israelites, or it's not Black Panther, Black Power, we tell these people, this is not for you. We're not doing any of that. Y'all stay going in those circles. We moving forward. So if that is your mentality to move forward in the name of Amen, which is what we teaching about, in the name of Amen as a future being, not from Egypt, but as a future being as Amen in us, the true and living God, then yes, we'll welcome you into the group and want to enter the State of Mental, because like I said, we are a state after God, meaning after the order of God, not a religion under God, but we are forward thinking and forward moving people. So.
All right. Well, thank you.
Okay, just like I said, go to the State of Mental's Facebook site and whatnot. That's what we have set up right now, the ebooks and podcasts. It should come up, State of Mental ebooks and podcasts.
Okay, thank you for that.
All right. Thank you, sister.
Bye.
Good night. I'm going to play a little bit of music. What do I want to play? Let me see. Oh, I got another one. 512. I'll take you before I play. 512, you're on the air.
What's good with you, Nuba, man?
Hey, brother, how you doing?
This is Mike Rich, man. Talk about the voice earlier.
Oh, okay. All right.
Calling from Austin, Texas, man. I kind of missed your show. I'm going to end up calling back a little bit late or, checking the show out later. I kind of missed it. I was doing a few things. But, man, it's good to hear your voice. Good to talk to you, brother. I like what you're doing. Man, I respect you, fam. That's real talk.
Time to set the fire loose, brother. Time to set the fire loose. Time for the real brothers to stand up in the name of the true and living God. Amen. Time to set the fire loose.
For real, right, man. Like I say, I called at you finna go cut some music or whatever, man. You gonna hear my voice again, man. I just called, give you props, love what you're doing, bro. We gonna do business. I'm calling from Austin, Texas. I'm finna do business with you in New York, man. Intellectual Nubian Carrez is one of the realest voices out there speaking for the Armin people.
Thank you very much.
To whoever listening, man, respect that. But I'm going to get back to the station, man, listen to it a little bit.
All right.
All right, bro.
Peace, brother.
Yeah.
All right. And play a little bit of music. What I want to play. Let me see. All right, we'll play a little bit of Blue Six. Love Yourself. We'll be right back. I open up for everybody to come and, I post all the time and all these groups, Pan-African groups, all these groups, and you would think that these people would come and stand up for what they stand on. Stand up for what you stand on. If you're saying that this can help our people, that's fine. But you have to understand that there's no such thing as helping our people, right? There's no such thing as helping all black people. That's not going to happen, right? That whole thing of we all the same just because we got the same skin complexion, no, that's out the window, right? Black people themselves say we not just a monolithic group of people. They'll say, we have many different ways of thinking and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, but that damns our people. And that damns our people. Because all your different ways of thinking come from a white man. His preconceived notions. Your political views, your thoughts on revolution, your ideas on nationalism, all comes from him. That's it. The thing that had you set in place and set you forward at a point in time was when you were in tune with God, and things on how to govern, things on how to control, things on how to, basically live your life in freedom. They were more advanced. Those of us who are those descendants of the God race, of the Amen beings, of course, your thoughts are going to be more developed, more stronger, more baked, more evolved. So the ruling principle of the past, right, or the governing principle of the past was much higher. The frequency of it was much higher. What we were receiving from God to rule into the future was much higher than what they have now. How else can you make a civilization or carry a civilization for thousands of years? And even this one, who hasn't even been around for 300 years, even this one is coasting off of the fuel of ancient Egypt and that, because like I said, all of the artifacts, all of the things, all the symbols that they use in this society is straight from Egypt. They're coasting, this society coasts off the fumes of Egypt, which lived for several thousand years. This society hasn't been in existence for 300. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? That tells you the power of our people when we are together collectively under God, or should I say in tune with God, not under, but in tune, in transmission with God. That fire is heating up. It forces us forward and keeps us in motion, because anything in motion is not anything that is receiving energy or power. Fire through it. Fire doesn't sit still. Fire moves. Fire doesn't sit still. It moves. So if we are solar beings, our greatest reception is going to come when we are in movement, not sitting still in meditation. That's a spiritual thing to do. We're solar beings. That's a spiritual thing to do. You try it one time. You sisters who sit around and just stay on your knees and pray or just sit around thinking about stuff, try getting up and exercising, jogging, running, walking. See if your thoughts don't start becoming stronger and clearer as opposed to when you sit still. Get up and move. Take a long walk. You understand? Take a power walk. See if your thoughts don't start to come in clearer. See if your ideas don't have more clarity. Your thoughts and, just what you're receiving has more clarity. Right? That's going to come. Because that's what fire beings do, solar beings do. We are constantly in motion. We are receiving. We're constantly doing something. Right? It isn't until we are converted by these preconceived notions and these limited ways of thinking of mankind who is receiving intelligence from God, but it only comes in half and bits and pieces. The white man, he doesn't totally have the full connection with God. He has just enough to rule his society, but he doesn't have the full connection. He doesn't. Or if they'd be a lot further along than they are. He doesn't have the full connection with God that we once had. Him as an artificial being, he'll only have a piece of it. Is it any wonder why they stuck somebody in an office that looks somewhat like us? Could it be that they want him to receive for them? Ponder that for a minute. Because we are in an open door. We are in an open frequency right now, and frequency is streaming through this atmosphere from God strong. It is streaming into this atmosphere for his elect to pick it up, his chosen people. You understand? It's streaming through this atmosphere. But those of our people who are stuck in the policies of mankind, the desires, the wants, and the concerns of mankind, those of our people who are stuck in that, they're not going to hear it. So it's of no use to explain that to them. You understand? When the Honorable Elijah Muhammad used to say that, people in the nation were spiritual people, he didn't understand another way to say it, but he was saying more or less that, when he told Malcolm X not to worry about these things that are going on, he said, we're not into this whole physical thing. We spiritual people. That was his way of saying they were futuristic people. They were people who looked into the future, people who were in tune with God. So they were seeing the bigger picture. They just used the word spiritual because spiritual denotes something that is formless and shapeless and not in physical form as of yet. So that would be a future thought that they was talking about being. They were people who were future thinkers, people who saw the big picture. Structured people always think this way. People who are desiring to be structured people will think this way. We think in the futuristic form. We think in a futuristic state. You understand? We see the bigger picture. That's why the people who think in a futuristic state, they don't get involved in things like the revolution and the things that are going on in society at the present day. They don't get involved in that. They let the small-minded people fight that out, black and white. The racism thing, let y'all fight it out amongst yourselves, black and white. Then y'all all, hug each other afterwards in black and white, whatever. And it's not even my concern. I'm talking about, but racism in black and white is really not my concern. I'm not concerned with that. I'm really not concerned with it. I'm just pointing out certain things. I care less. I told you, I answer to a higher authority. I answer to God. Amen. I answer to a higher authority. My concerns are not the concerns of the people here. So when you hear me talk about racism and getting at people like that, I'm not mad at nobody. I'm not really angry or upset. I do that as a way, as I always say, I do it as a way to wake up the people. Those are my people who are of the elect, that are of the line. I do that as a way to wake them up. But the rest of the people who are asleep or who want to stay where they at, stay where you at. By all means, stay black, stay conscious, stay revolutionary, keep it gully, keep it whatever y'all doing, keep it gully, keep it black, keep it revolutionary. I'm not telling you to stop, because what I'm teaching is not for you anyway. It's not for the black race. It's for the bright race. Those are our people who are coming out of the black race, and out of that black mentality, and out of that mindset of constantly blaming the white man and going back and forth. And we're not going to sit on the seesaw with the white man. That's what he wants. He wants you to sit on the seesaw with him and keep going back and forth. We're not going to keep doing that. You understand? Because when we're doing that, we are neglecting our connection with God. Because he is the true and living power that moves us forward. We're not moving forward based on any connection with any men. You understand? Those of you who think, all we got to do is go in with guns and we take the power, all we got to do, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. We're going to go to him with a treaty in our hand. When you talk like that, you make him your God. You just made him your God. We're going to go to him with a petition and a treaty to take land. Or we're going to pray our way into it that he give us something. Or that, or we're going to sit down with these people and talk. There's nothing to talk about. You are powerless because God made you powerless. Because you decided to be powerless. You don't want power. Because power means responsibility. And responsibility is not understood by people who are escapists. People who sit around thinking that black nationalism, religion, philosophy, metaphysics, and all this stuff is going to somehow ignite some sort of power in us, and it's not going to do it. It hasn't been doing it. When we're going to wake up and smell the coffee, all right? The black coffee, not the cream and sugar, the straight black coffee, where that aroma hits you in the damn face, and you got no other choice but to acknowledge it as real. When are we going to wake up and smell that coffee? When are we going to wake up and acknowledge that, hey, this is real? We can't sit around anymore and deny where we at in this thing. We can't sit around and deny it anymore. We can't think that the things that we've been doing going to get us out of this. And I challenge anybody to come up here who stands up, because we got all these people that stand up in the name of Pan-Africanism, beating on drums, Shango, spirituality. That's escapism. That's escapism. If you really were about that life, if you really are about that so-called spirituality and being connected to that, then you would go right back into that realm. You would go amongst those people and live with those people. You would not stay here amongst these people who are not your people. You would go amongst those people and you would live. If your spirit is telling you that you are Shango and you are Zulu and all this other stuff, then go amongst the Zulus and live. Go amongst the real Zulus. Go amongst the real black Africans and live. Build something for the people who think in that same. Because I got more respect for you if you did that. Go amongst those people, live amongst those people, because you got plenty of nations you can go and live in. Africa's a continent, not a country. Go there and build something amongst those people. Amongst your people. Take your people who think like that with you. Take all the Pan-African, red, black, and green people with you, and y'all set up your own country in Africa. Well, I mean, why not? That's what real people who talk about that do. They don't sit sitting around America and keep calling the white man the devil, right? They don't sit around and keep calling the white man the devil and wearing red, black, and green. And calling the white man the devil. But he'll sleep with his woman on the low. Or whatever. You partaking in the things that the devil done gave you. He ain't the devil when you want to buy your clothes from him. When you want to wear the styles that he made. He's not the devil when you want to sit in expensive hotels or and ball out of control or whatever you want to do when you want to spend money and drink his liquor and smoke his cigarettes that he manufactured. He ain't the devil then. You sound stupid. Or smoke his weed that he brings in here. He's not the devil then. Or sell his dope to your people. He provided for you to sell so you can make money. Then he's not the devil then. He only the devil when it's convenient for you because he ain't give you nothing. You understand? That's when he's the devil. We got to stop this stupidity. This is exactly why God is not dealing with us. We got too many idiots out here like that are leading our people astray who talk this madness. Who are getting caught up in these things and whatnot and not realizing that we are our own captives of this prison, in this prison. You understand? We keeping ourselves in this prison. We want to be here. We get used to a system. We're systematic people. We get used to a system real fast. Whether we are in power or whether we are in submission, we get used to a system. That's how people stayed in slavery for so long, because it was a system. We get lazy. We get in the welfare system. We stay in the welfare. You understand? You get in a job. You stay on the job. You don't try to think of nothing beyond that. You get comfortable. You get lazy. You get in a system, because we're systematic people, and we don't know how to evolve and make a greater system or something better for ourselves. We don't think that way. Majority of our people don't think that way. We just want to go along to get along. We want to go along with the system. That's why these things, like I said, you talk a certain way for a certain period of time. You keep talking about nationalism, all this stuff like that, and it becomes a popular thing. The rhetoric is attractive, and it sounds good, but how real is it? We're not dealing with reality. You understand? It's not real. It sounds good. The talk is nice. You understand? It's catchy. You understand? It draws a lot of people out. It draws a lot of emotional and angry people out. People with a gripe, people who looking to meet other people, people who looking to wear styles and fashions and things like that. But it don't attract serious people. Serious people was the old nation of Islam under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Those were serious people. That was real people. You understand? That was real people. That was serious people. Serious people was Dr. York and Bushwick and the Ansar Allah community, living for, of, and by that, living like that, changing their lives. That was serious people, real people. Not some niggas that get together and gather in a room to hear people going back and forth with each other like Jerry Springer. That's not serious. That's a joke. Then you wonder why your life is not changing. Then you wonder why. Right? Because you want to go and do Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. You don't want things to change. We advocating changing the state of mental for our people. The elect, we advocating change. We're going to live like this. So the people who are looking to change and live like this and want better, we open up the state of mental for our people to come and become members of that. After the order of Amen, who want to establish true order in your life. We say, in God we trust, because we acknowledge the true and living God. We don't believe in God. We trust in God. Belief is ignorance. Belief is accepting things and theories of other people. We don't do that. We acknowledge God to be true based on the logical and the biological order that he set forward, and we are following that order. That's what we are pledging to do as a new people after God. You understand that? We're not going to we're not going to have the same concerns and run after the same dead dreams and hopelessness and things like that, and people who just want to set up organizations and movements so they can make money. You understand? It's not about the money. I'm not saying money's not, you don't need money to survive and you need money to get by. I'm saying that's not the ultimate thing. People didn't understand when Dr. York even said this. I watched a documentary, it was a video where he was talking, it was an audio, and he said people setting up communities and trying to get money, and they want to get the girls, and they want to do this, and they want to do that, and that's what it's all about. And people missed the point. They didn't understand that, they thought that he was about that. He really wasn't. When all you had to do was go by the community back in the day, in the 80s and 90s, and you felt the family there. When you went around certain people, I'm pretty sure back in the day, the nation, just went around people, you felt the family there. You understand? You felt it was genuine there. You felt it was people trying to change their life for the better. You felt it. I know what I felt when I used to go over there. You understand? And you can feel when that feeling is gone. You can feel it when that feeling is no longer there. You can feel the coldness. But I felt that when I used to go there, back when Doc was around. You know what I mean? I felt it. That's when you knew it wasn't just about money. It wasn't about money. It just wasn't about, we trying to do it. It was sincere. But like I said, simple-minded, low-thinking people want to make it about money, want to make it about sex and about money and, balling and whatnot, because that hip-hop mentality done got on that poisoned our minds. It definitely poisoned the minds of the people in the so-called conscious movement and the black communities. If that hip-hop mentality, that get money, get cars, get hoes, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow. That's what messed up our mentality. That's one of the biggest things. That's one of the biggest things that poisoned our mentality. Why things are not serious with us. Why everything's a joke. Well, we are trying to move forward in that thinking, beyond that. Right? We'll be right back. The order that y'all talking about taking down, are you ready to replace it? I'm going to say it again. The order that you're talking about taking down, are you ready to replace it? I always got to say this. If you're not ready to step in and set up the agencies and the things that have to go in place to govern the society, if you're not ready to step in and do that, then you're not in charge. You can't seriously be talking about being in charge of nothing, because God deals with governments, right? Power is held by governments, people who keep structures and orders going. It ain't gonna be just no indigenous people living on no damn land and stuff like that. No God is dealing with that. All right? God deals with governments. He deals with structure and order, because God is the first head of the first government on earth and beyond the sun. God is the head of the first government, the true government, the Amun race, the government of the Amun beings. That is the true government that all governments follow. You think that the white man thought this up to set this up? You think the black man thought this up to set this up? Somebody put this in our heads to set up a structure in order this way. So we are following something. That's why we say we are after the order of God in the state of mental. We're not under God. We are after the order. We're following something. Stop thinking that, oh, that was just something man thought up. No, ain't nobody thought up nothing. You understand? Nobody thought up anything. Are you ready to replace the order that was set in place? See, because in any so-called revolution, right, where you have people who are talking about they're going to overthrow something or take over, some whatever you Negroes talking about, they have to have something structured in order to replace it. And y'all not going to do that. You have to first prove that you can keep your own house in order. You have to first prove that y'all can get along with each other collectively under one mentality, under one mindset. Y'all are so far out of the game, it's ridiculous. So nobody's going to reverse anything to put anything in our favor, because until we get ourselves right, until we get right with ourselves, we ain't going to get right with the world. We're not going to be in tune with God. You understand? You want to get mad at somebody for putting us in submission and bondage, get mad at God. And while you're getting mad at God, that's another way of saying get mad at your damn self. That's who you get mad at. Don't get mad at the white man. You understand? He was created to fill a void that you left. That whenever there's a void or a vacuum in power, somebody has to fill that void. Somebody has to fill that vacuum. Or else you just have a big gaping hole that's just sucking air. You have chaos and confusion. You gave up your rights. You gave up your parental rights over the planet. Now you want it back. Now you want to say, how are we going to live into the future? How are we going to make it? What religion we going to follow? We need spirituality. Half y'all ain't even got no plan on how to move forward. Y'all talking about spirituality and Pan-Africanism, which AKA means you're going to stay into the system right here and keep bitching and complaining and moaning about it, and you're going to stay right up under the system, and you're going to take what they've been dishing out, and you're just going to still deal and dabble in your little escapist nonsense. But you're going to still follow this structure and hope that spiritually or maybe spiritually something's going to change. There goes that spiritual nonsense. All right? That's what you think. That's what you hope. That's what you're hoping for. Something that's going to magically pop out of the sky. Right? Not somebody that's real that will come from amongst you and make change. You don't want that. Because that means you got to change. That means you got to get off your lazy ass and do something. You can't be lazy anymore. The white man ain't lazy. He's not lazy. Like I said, you see him out in the street jogging, running, staying in shape. Old, they be old as damn dust, and they out there running because it takes energy to get up and run things and be in charge and be responsible for people. That takes energy. A lazy person can't do that. You understand? You gods are lazy. The gods are lazy. I said that shows that gods must be crazy. The gods must be lazy. You understand? Can you structure anything? Like I said, if you can't structure anything, then everything else is talk. Like I said, I'm not even going to have this conversation anymore. Like I said, you'll listen to this in the archive, because I don't take the black man seriously. The black man don't take himself seriously. He don't really mean it when he talking about revolution and black power. That's just talk. That's talk. You understand? It's real. It's just talk. Now they say real talk. That's real talk. Just that. Real talk. Real nonsense. Power will come to the people who are structuring themselves after the order of God. That's who the true power will come to. That's where the power lied at in Egypt. It didn't come from, because they was black and they was just like, they had weapons and they was just like so smart. No, their order and their structure came from God. They tell you all the time they were following a higher order. They put gods up. That's why I say it makes me laugh when I hear these simple-minded Negroes talking about, religion came from the white man. God came from the white man, I should say. Not religion, but yeah, religion came from him, but God, they said God came from the white man. The concept of God came from the white man. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. You had all these people, like I said, our people always had gods up, or what they call Nitiru or Nuniki or whatever in Sumerian. They had all these beings up, and they showed that this is where they learned from and their order came from. They always said that, and they always linked themselves to those star people. They always put those people up ahead of them or above them. That's just another way of saying God. Now the problem is that our people stuck looking at the white man and Christianity and Judaism and all this other stuff. Now that was a creation of him, which he basically took bits and pieces and fragments of the truth and used what we had and crafted his own thing together. Now that came from him, but not God. Not the true and living God. It didn't come from him. That's stupidity. That's madness. He knows about God because of us. He was able to get in tune with God because we wasn't doing what we were supposed to do. We were being irresponsible. That's our fault. It's not his fault. You understand? And we're going to still be irresponsible. A lot of the black people are going to still be irresponsible. They're not going to listen to nothing. They like how things are here because this society affords them the luxury of laying on their ass and doing nothing, being a nobody, being a nothing, doing nothing, contributing nothing. All the mouth in the world but can contribute nothing, do nothing. Things get done by people making sacrifices, going out to work, going out to hustle, do whatever the hell they got to do to bring this message to. I'm the type of person, I don't say I try. We do in the state of mental. We do. If we're not doing, then it's no sense in even talking about this. If we're not doing, it's no sense in even talking about this. All the talk that our people have done, like I said, all the talk that's being done, obviously we have to do something against the talk. You understand? We have to do something against the talk. We have to start making action take place. We have to start making action take place. Can everybody out there hear me in the chat room? Can everyone hear me? Click in if you can hear me. I just want to make sure I'm coming through clearly. Diary, you out there? Can you hear me? Just signify by saying yes in the chat room. I want to make sure I'm going through. Okay. This is understood as people. Like I said, when we're trying to move forward as a people, we have to be in tune with God. This is not a religious mindset. This is a reception. This is the only thing that's going to get us to the next level, being in tune with God. That's why the state of mental is a reception. Mentellect is a reception of God that we are actively taking part in. We are collectively coming together to receive the intelligence of God, opening ourselves up. We're not seeking intelligence or fellowship or chaos or with the white man or any other man. We're not seeking that because we know that that's not the answer to our problem. The only answer, the only real answer to our problem is reception to God. That's real. God is real. Not the gods of religion, no. That's why people get frustrated when they talk about God and things like that and why God hasn't worked for them, because they look at the gods in religion. And where did you learn about the gods of religion from? From the white man. So, of course, you are frustrated by God. You understand? Of course, you are frustrated by God because these gods in religion have done nothing for our people, nor were they ever meant to do anything for our people. They were not meant to bring about the evolution of our people. But the true and living God has brought about the evolution of our people factually. When we had Amen in Egypt, we were in power for 3,000 years, and even before that, we were in power. When we came in the image of ourselves in the connection with God, the true and living God. Then we got these gods over here, these false gods. Now look at us. When we start accepting these false philosophies of the white man, like metaphysics, revolution, and all this other nonsense that we follow. You understand? Even his Pan-Africanism, because that's his too. Africanism is his, because I said Africa comes from the white man. We never called ourselves Africans. So we might as well cut that out. We come in under false pretenses. We are here under false pretenses. We are here under false titles. We are here under false names. So how do you expect real change to happen for our people? How do you expect real change to happen when we here under false pretenses, under false names, under false philosophies? Metaphysics, Pan-Africanism, black nationalism, bunch of nonsense. We didn't raise governments in the name of that nonsense. We raised governments in the name of God, Amen. In God we trust. We were the first ones who said that. In God we trust. We didn't say it that way. We didn't use the word in God we trust that way. But we were the first ones to put the I up. You understand? We were the first ones to recognize God as the I. They copied that from us. But then niggas want to sit around and talk this nonsense about, God is a concept of the white man. Then you wonder why you ain't in power or nothing, and that you got to answer to him because he acknowledged God, and you sit up here and you believe. You just believe in God. You believe what he tell you about God, and then you wonder why God has not had any real power in your life, or why you end up getting frustrated because God don't work for you. God works for him. God works for him. There's no devil. God works for him. He's the devil. But God is in tune with the devil. He's working with him because he's willing to take an oath to God to keep the order. And he has proven to God that God's people are not worthy to receive God's intelligence. Isn't that what it said in the Bible? That's real. Y'all have proven yourselves unworthy to receive the power and the intelligence of God. You have proven yourselves unworthy. That's real. January 27th, State of Mentel's True God Revealed. State of Mentel's True God Revealed, January 27th in Brooklyn, New York. I will be talking, answering questions. We will be setting up the reception, the true reception of God. Amen. Come out, be a part of this solar reception. Come out and be a part of this solar reception that we are setting up in the name of Amen, the true and living God. All right? It's time to get the fire started, y'all, the real fire in our chest, the connection with God. Amen. In ourselves. All right? Let me answer these questions before we get out of here, as my, I normally do. Can religion, revolution, and Pan-Africanism, history, etc., all the things black people deal in, or even what is it? When we try to assimilate into society, because that's the biggest thing black people try to do, assimilate, and we think that's going to help us. Can that help our people? today? No, it cannot. We are not welcome. You can keep trying to force yourself in, keep hitting your head on walls called racism, sexism, whatever you call it, whatever ism you hitting yourself head on, like hitting your ceiling on, classism, and you keep thinking it's not about race. We are not part of this human race. We're not part of the same species as everybody else. So we are already by nature outcasts. We don't belong with these people. We're supposed to be apart, setting up our own thing. We should have been doing this under the true and living God as one people, putting away all this nonsense that hadn't worked for us. None of these things will work for us because they are false. They are part of the false pretenses of the white man. This revolution, this Pan-Africanism, this history, and all this nonsense. These things are set up to be mental masturbation for our people, and it has been nothing but a waste of time. Are these roads simply a form of escapism? Yes, they are. These things are meant to help us escape the reality that we have to come in tune with God in order for us to evolve. We have to come in tune with God. If we don't come in tune with God, the true and living God, Amen, then we are not going to be successful. We are not going to evolve. We are not going to move forward. You can go to the white man, to the UN, or wherever the hell you want to go to, with a treaty, a peace treaty, some land rights, or whatever you think you're going to go to get power, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work. That's false. It's not going to work. It ain't been working for our people. So what else we going to do? We going to keep doing that? You keep doing it. We moving on with Amen. What are black people trying to escape from? Black people are trying to escape from reality. Black people are trying to escape from God, which is a reality, because God means change. God is change. And black people don't want to change. They're trying to escape the fact that they're going to have to change their ways and raise the bar and be better people and change themselves, like them people did in the Nation of Islam, the old Nation of Islam under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, like people tried to do under Dr. York and stuff like that. People are going to have to change. The majority of our people just don't want to do that. They're too weak mentally to stop getting high, stop getting drunk, stop smoking cigarettes, stop eating bad diets, stop putting perms in your hair, stop with the God and stop with the Jesus nonsense and the church and the Christianity and the Islam and the religion and all the other nonsense. Stop with all of the black talk and the black power talk. You understand? Stop with all that nonsense, because it's not helping our people. Because your focus, your black power talk is doing nothing but focusing on white people. And they're not even thinking about you. They thinking about what planet they going to go to next. You sitting around here thinking about them, brooding in the corner, mad at them. They ain't going to do a damn thing but beat on your chest. They ain't thinking about you. They moving on in the world. You sitting around here thinking about them. That's what your black power has produced, a bunch of hatred for white people. They ain't did nothing for you, collectively. What do black people want freedom from? Want freedom from? Again, responsibility all the time. Freedom from responsibility, freedom from having to be responsible and keep in order, which is what we were supposed to be doing, which is why we fell out of power. What will really change black people for the better in the future? God. The true and living God, not no God of religion. Because I know people saying, "Oh, here he go with this God stuff. Here he go with some spookism, some spook God." Ain't no spook God. The spook gods are what we was following under Christianity, under Islam, and under Judaism. The true and living God, the real God, who we are an extension of, is real, because He is who we had power when we were in tune with in Egypt and all them places that y'all love and y'all put up and y'all want to go and visit the ruins and stuff like that. That was all possible by way of God, not just those people. And if you're sitting up here saying you are God, oh, brother, I am God, then build that society again, or build a new society. Let me see you do it, God. See, because that shouldn't be hard for God, seeing that God structured the universe and structured all these other things. So you could do something simple like build another society. That shouldn't be nothing for you, God. But if you can't do that, if you don't have the knowledge to do that, then sit down and get yourself back in tune with the true and living God. And then you will be able to do it in time, if you're sincere, if your mind is right, if your actions are right, if your thoughts are based in logic, if you are in tune with God, then you will be able to build these societies again, moving forward, not backwards, but forward. That is it for tonight. thank you for joining us on this special Sunday edition of State of Mentel Radio. Join us tomorrow when we ask the question about hip-hop and how it has destroyed the so-called conscious and black community. It has, that hip-hop mentality has destroyed it. It has destroyed every aspect of our lives as young people moving forward. And we do this because we have to let our people know we have to let that go. All right? So, I am the intellectual Nuben Menkarayzz. This has been State of Mentel Radio. Good night. What do I want to play? What do I want to close out with? Let me see. Okay. This old classic right here. This is called Only and Always by Mushna. I always mispronounce her name. But like I said, we got a few more seconds. I want to run it out. I want to leave on an even kill time frame. Join us January 20. Join us on the 27th, Sunday on the 27th. If you are in the New York City area or just in the surrounding area, or you're just coming out to see, you want to hear us, State of Mentel, true God, the true God revealed. Once again, I am the intellectual Nuben Menkarayzz. This has been State of Mentel Radio. Good night.
It's the Republic of Mentellect, rising out the black race to the white race, out the black race to the white race. It's the Republic of Mentellect, black race to the white race. If it's hell, then it's hell us. They tried everything just to spell us. Fed us religion, gave us fake gods. Through all of that, we beat the odds. Now we coming together under one flag. Colors red, gold, and blue. Superman, Superwoman, that's me and you. The infinite capabilities that we can do.